number 5. We just did the distributive on the board. You're like, wait, what happened to that negative sign? What happened to the negative 6? This is your chance to get a bit caught up because we're reviewing, but adding one next level of complexity. Notice that we're using distributive, but we're using rational expressions instead of whole numbers. Today you're going to have to deal with fractions and decimals. I'm going to give you 2 examples, and then you have about I'm going to give you 1 example, and then you have about 5 minutes to work on that example independently. If you don't quite know how to add or subtract or multiply with a decimal, and you get a little confused here and there, okay, stop. It's going to be a bit trickier for you today. You're going to have to persevere and work through that challenge like I mentioned in the warm-up. Yeah.
What is this stuff that comes out of?
I'm going to pause that. Talk to me after. If you need to clean up, I'll give you a rag. So when we are doing this work, there's a strategy I've shown you on the notes the last 2 months, but I haven't actually really verbalized it. And here's my first time giving you a reasoning behind why I set up math the way I do. I always do scratch work to the right. Do you guys notice that I always do that? And then I put scratch work. And the reason for that is we never want to mess up what's under your expression. This is for all of my steps. So I'm never going to solve a multiplication decimal problem right here. This space is reserved for step by step through the process until I get the answer. Let's see what that actually means in the first example. Abraham, just sit down. You can do that during backup. You have a 20 outside of parentheses. What does that mean for my problem? What am I doing with the 20, Sunny? I'm multiplying it. Let's start out with the first number. Board to paper, draw a dotted line, write 20 times 1.5. I'm attending to precision and looking at the signs. It's a positive 20 and a negative 1.5, so I think the answer is going to be negative. I also know that it's going to have a variable. Okay, so I know that's going to be the answer. Let's work through. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 2 is 10. Move over to the 1. Add a placeholder 0. 1 times 0 is 0. 1 times 2 is 2. And it's going to give me a negative 300. Don't forget your decimal. When you multiply decimals, I count the digits to the right and move that amount of space. This became a negative 30R. If that process was crazy for your mind and you just weren't quite confident, know that this is going to be a bit more slow for you, and that's okay if your partner's quicker than you are. I need you to be precise and go slow today. We have this part simplified. Let's go to the next step. Abraham, I multiplied 20 times 1.5. What do I have to multiply 20 by next? The what? The 0.75. So let's set it up. I can rewrite 0.75 as just 0.75. And let's multiply. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 2 is 10. 7 times 0 is 0. 7 times 2 is 14. I'm checking out the signs. Both are positive, so my answer should be what? Whole class. It's positive or a good guy. Let's add them. 0, 0, 5, 1. What do I need to do with my decimals, Jackson? 2 places. That 15 is a good guy. I'm going to put it back into the expression. This became a positive 15. Sit down. Jeffrey, question? Okay, talking one. Please raise your hand if you want to participate.
Wait, this period's almost over? Yes, it's 7 minutes. That's pretty
Yeah. No. That pause is in there not for you to talk, but for me to think and prep you guys as much as you can for the test tomorrow. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna start out number 3. We're going to skip example 2. So example 2 right here, you can put skip, do not cross it out, we'll come back to it. Flip the page to bronze, you're going to circle number 1. Cross out 2. Circle 3. Cross out 4. Circle 5. Cross out 6. And circle 7. You should have numbers 1, 3, 5, and 7 circled right now. John. Sign up. Sign up. Voice off. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to say it one more time. This is your classwork / homework. You have 7 minutes to finish. You have 5 minutes to finish. You're circling numbers for your homework and your classwork. 1, you're circling 3, you're circling 5, and you're circling 7. 1, 3, 5, 7. Start doing number 1 right now. You should be able to get close to finished with it. And then I'm going to do 3 on the board for when you are done. You got independent work for 4 minutes. Finish strong. Go. If you're stuck on 1, just skip down to 3 and follow along until you feel pretty confident with what you should do. Yeah. Sure, when you pack up. Josiah, your voice is off. Helper team. Decimal over, there's 7y. If you are stuck on number 1, go to 3 and follow along. Row 4, not okay. Are you on number 1? Yeah. Skip to 3. Okay. What confused you about that? There's a lot of variables. Number 3, there's a bonus variable here that they threw at you. I should combine that variable with the variable that also is in the expression. The 7 and the 1.25 can combine. Yeah. Josiah. Fancy, huh? Abraham, use your time wisely. Right now, it's not looking like it's that productive. I am well aware that you are not done with 1, 3, 5, and 7. Before you pack up, raise your hand. What is your homework tonight? Don't pack up. Raise your hand. What is your homework tonight, Brody? 1, 3, 5, 7. If you are confused on 3, I would maybe take like an extra 2 minutes right now just to write this on 3 and then get your backpack. If you are done and you feel kind of okay with your homework, go get your backpack. Push in your chair. It's time to go in 2 minutes. What was your question? Okay, just turn it in. What was your question? What was your question?
Oh no, I was gonna tell you something. We just found out that my cousin's deaf.
Oh, is he old or young or how old?
Like he's like newborn.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's kind of a hard thing for your aunt, uncle, for your aunt, uncle. Is that that.
So we have to learn science.
Yeah, well, that's super cool that you could like learn that and
Yeah.
help him out. That's awesome. When was he, Abraham? When was he born?
He was born
Fairly.